So today I want to talk about um, two clips that I recently saw, taken from a bigger interview that I haven't seen yet, ran by two entrepreneurs who I don't really know all that well. But the clips were so profound that it's worthwhile watching. So that's why I'll link it below in the comments. And also, it's just know that it is something that I am going to watch. It's relatively quick to get through. Today I'm going to talk about the thing that Chris said that struck me and I think is an amazing sense of knowledge that I'd like to pass on. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about something that Alex said. So Chris said something to the effect of the magic in business or the magic in life is found on the opposite end of doing the thing that you do not want to do. So what does that ultimately distill down to? That is one word, which is discipline. So let me complement that, and I want to give you a couple of complementary ideas about this one particular subject. So let me complement that with with another video which I saw, and more or less the same time when I was first exposed to this particular interview. So imagine that there's a line that goes across the screen like that, right? And that line is called progress. It's called time. Now imagine a wavy line that is really unfocused. It's scattered. It goes all over the place. It goes backwards. It goes forward, up and down. It's big highs, low lows, and it really just does. It gets somewhere at some point. It gets to the end, but there's so much emotional peak and flow, and it's just crazy. And that line, that unstable chaos line, that line is called motivation. Because if you think that you need motivation to do something, then perhaps you need to refine your thinking or refine your progress towards getting your desired outcome. So now let's imagine another animated graph where you still have progress, you still have time. Instead, you just have a simple, elegant, slow, wavy, exactly the same kind of frequency, exactly the same kind of wave. And that is called discipline. Mm-hmm. And it's very simple when things are made visually, because then you can actually see, wait, hang on. Discipline divorced from emotion and motivation. It's just getting up and doing that one thing over and over again. Doesn't that feel a lot more peaceful and calm, knowing that you're going to get that end result, but you don't need to push or motivate yourself to do it? Ironically, you need to push and motivate yourself to learn discipline. And just like any other soft skill, it's a habit and it's a skill that can be learned. So let me complement this idea of discipline with two other things, and that's it. And the first is a quote, or I think it's also a title of a book called Discipline Equals Freedom. And then finally, let's talk about the realm of professional athletes playing in competitive, time-based competitions. These athletes, they don't compete for seconds. They compete for split seconds. And that's a very different ballpark, because where you might be in the realm of seconds, how many of you are in the realm of split seconds? Because when you're in the realm of split seconds, that means that it's all about refinement. There's nothing majorly new that you need to know. All the athletes are more or less the same on basic skill sets, but it's the person that refines that skill set, that polishes it the most. That's the person that ends up getting the gold. So my question to you, friend, is this. What is it, assuming that you have everything right now to move forward? Because a lot of you do. So let's assume that you have everything, the natural ability, all the talent, all the skills, everything that you have right now is everything that you need to move forward. Let's assume that that is the case. What is it that you need to refine, that you need to start polishing, that you need to close the laser so that it's specific and not wide, so that it burns with a hot intensity and not with just a small light show? Where can you start narrowing down that laser? Because when you start doing that, that's when you start getting so much more clarity and start making progress and things start becoming more exciting. Discipline comes naturally as a byproduct. Another thing that might help is you need that first win. Because when you get that win, when you get that momentum, you get that feeling of this is working. And you get that bodily also it's a feeling, that bodily feeling that you now know what it feels like to overcome something in your head, to say, yes, I'm going to do things despite. So I'd like you to maybe think of that as a construct. Let's say that when you begin to find yourself with a mental obstacle, realize that your thoughts in your mind is running on a habit that has defined this particular event as a mental obstacle. So it first comes with that realization that you put that obstacle there. The second comes with, now let's break it down. Let's actually break through. Let's say, okay, cool, I realize that it is there. However, I'm going to push through this. And I'm just going to sit down and do. Divorced of other things that you might think that you need for motivation. Let's just say, I get it, I see it, let's just push through and see what happens. Because as soon as you can pop the balloon or pop that feeling of overwhelm, feeling of being stuck, as soon as you can just break through that without necessarily needing to add onto it, as in if I am in this state or if I have this thing, only then can I do this. No, it's I see it, I move forward. I see it for what it is, I just go through, just because. It's more about saying, I'm more interested in cultivating the habit of discipline than I'm interested in breaking through this particular event in this particular period of time. It's all about focusing on, the subtlety here is, I want to work on the discipline muscle than doing the actual thing. I hope that makes sense. But again, it's all in the subtleties. So I want to end this video and tomorrow's video with the exact same quote that I found that's just come to me. I haven't fact-checked the author, but this is the quote. People do not decide their futures. They decide their habits. And their habits decide their futures. Cool. That's the video. See you tomorrow.